retreat, but I'm sorry I never retreated. I set the bar so high that you might as well leave it. I'm going undefeated. I broke in the system, had to breach it. That's mission impossible, mission completed.
Salute when you see me, yeah. I got the heart of a god and a genie. I want you to love me, I want you to need me. When I this face is feedy. I gotta get back to the hood. I remember when I was the needy. Clean me up, squeaky. She fell in love, deeply. Sleepy. They like what I say, they repeat me. Yeah, look, all this money I be spending on BBs. That's why you gotta salute when you see me.
I'm ready for more. You fired up, I'm fired up. Don't run from rap. 1, 2, 3. Hey. I'm ready for more. Tell them I'm ready for more. Game time. I'm ready for war. Tell them I'm ready for war. I just got 20, I'm running off empty. There's more where that came from, my money is...
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the New York Jets. Get us started now, the kicker Chris Boswell, and we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. Start he was hoping for there as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. A pitch comes to Dobbins. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Now Jones. Flushed out right. And he wisely will throw that one away. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
So on fourth down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowski to punt this one away. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. First carry for the Clemson man, Travis Etienne. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
2nd and 10 at the 19-yard line.
2nd and 10. On play action, Winston sliding out of the pocket. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
Partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And on an RPO, everything happens so fast, and as a defender, you can't get stuck trying to figure out what's going on. That time he had it figured out in a flash, and he was able to make a beeline to the receiver and make the play.
On the right side, it's Hilton with a catch. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Jameis again. He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it. They love it because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Winston now. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. Past the 20. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. So this defense clicking early in the year. Week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Now this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
A give running right, Etienne. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
On second down, a run with Etienne. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Throwing, Winston. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, they've moved the ball okay here in these first 2 drives, but this one's going to, again, amount to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop, a man down on the return. Boy, not what you want to see in quarter 1 of the new year. We'll be back. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They went 3 and out on their first drive of the new season. Not an ideal beginning as they start drive number 2, 1st and 10.
The wide receiver, the ball carrier, brought down at the 35-yard line. Yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Now a handoff for Dobbins. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
And it's 3rd down. That's the end of the first quarter.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Throwing, Jones. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused.
Must have.
It had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
Dobbins trying the left side. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On 2nd and 9, Jones taking a shot for Samuel. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Jets 14, Vikings nothing.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. He will return this from deep in the end zone.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first two drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it on the first drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Draw play, Etienne. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Hey, 4 down. Mike's 4-2, Mike's 4-2. Ricky. 19 White. 42 is the Mike. Hey, D-line, let's get in there now. Mike 42.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. That is caught by Mims. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Well, there you go, Charles, the first completed pass of his young career.
And we expect it not to be his last. Very good to get the first one out of the way, though, as he begins his career.
On first down, Murray. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. He'll drop to throw. And the catch made by Hilton. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. A nice throw right there, and these fans getting their first look at their QB1 of the future. I'd imagine it's got to be a big plus for him to get his first start here in front of that home crowd.
I know there's a school of thought about getting your first start away from home so you don't have the extra pressure of that crowd behind you. But I say ride the wave, embrace it. Go ahead and play to that level, and I think it's going to benefit him in the long run.
And he's going to be taken down right at the line. So nothing doing there, and that'll bring up 4th down. Another completion there, and what a big moment in a young quarterback's life, that first NFL start. And Charles, obviously they want him to win games, but if they're looking at him under a microscope in this first month or so, what do you think they're hoping to see from him?
Well, for every question they'll have for him, they should have for themselves as a coaching staff, because it's not just how quickly can he learn the offense, it's what they can teach him, right? How can he build a relationship with his receivers? And, of course, how open is he to learning? And, of course, how open are they to giving him things that he can put in place on the field?
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. We remind you that minutes will again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Earlier in the quarter when the defense was keying on the run, you said offensively they need to open things up, take some shots downfield. Didn't work there, but they did it.
Yeah, I'm not going to change my tune now. I still think it's the right play, because when you take those shots downfield, you open the eyes of the defense to what you could do to them, and that may open some things up for you offensively.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A quick throw taken in by Diggs. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career. That draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they called Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
Another completion there, and we think back to the draft in the spring. This franchise essentially handing him the keys to the operation, a top 5 pick. Charles, how ready do you think he is?
I think he's ready for the NFL in terms of size, speed, the makeup of him, the character of him. The key's going to be, will this team accept everything he brings to the game and adapt to it, not just necessarily plug him into something that he doesn't do well.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back, and he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
They'll run here. It's Murray. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10.
I like this focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll try to run it in with Murray. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Here's Murray running right, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Off the play fake, he'll look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while, but when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
Boswell's kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, not much time, we'll see how they play this. They're going to get 9 here on first down as he gets this one up to the 34-yard line. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. The final shot before break. Jones. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
It's a new season, so both of these coaching staffs likely making plenty of adjustments after their first half of football. So for the call of the second half here in Week 1, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And we'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. And he's got some space here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
Now a play fake here on first down. Winds up and lets it go for Samuel. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. mission accomplished.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
16-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next? Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Throwing to start the drive. Jones. And he whips that one incomplete there.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the 19 down to the 10.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
And Jones is not going to have the first down as they stop him short. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Now the Jets will call on a field goal unit here.
A 27-yard attempt.
The kick by Lutz is good. And the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's 24-3. So 3 more points tacked on, and this margin getting more comfortable by the minute.
And with the lead where it is, you can actually feel good about field goals. We talk all the time about scoring 6s, not 3s. But in this case, they're just looking to chew up some time and come away with points.
And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time, 1-play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Here's 2nd and 8. Steps away. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game has his team right on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day 1.
second and
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
Another run for Murray on 2nd down. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Caught left side by Hilton. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. They'll try and run with Murray. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. I love those plays. 4th and 1. That's who wants it more, this time the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of hooting and hollering in there, right? A lot of contact and a lot of collisions as they try and find some space. Who's going to drop their hips, gain leverage, and move the other side backwards? We saw it there for the offense getting it done.
Finds the mic. I'm on. You go tight. You got tight. 18.
So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter,
and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Latavius Murray taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Vikings are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
yeah, if you'd kept him out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on him. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead will be cut down to 14.
Chris Boswell set to kick off.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's a give to Dobbins. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's the Jets punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
First play of the drive, excellent run. Just sets up wash, rinse, repeat. Another first down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A shotgun handoff. This is Murray now. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage. Brandon, you know, we talk about having wrinkles in a game plan. That was a fold right there. How about that play? Being able to change things up. You think anyone else on the team's going to get the ball, and in that situation, they surprise everyone and give it to their big guy.
Oh, fancy running by Murray. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That goes out wide to Murray. And a good stiff arm and some space to run. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. You said it earlier in the quarter when we saw a broken tackle then that we might see some missed tackles here early on in week 1, and that's another one right there.
Yeah, not a surprise at all. It will even out as the season extends because everyone will get used to the play speed. But right now, here in the early season, the advantage definitely goes to the offense. They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have him looking at 3rd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So that a nice throw, but it hasn't really turned out to be the grand debut that many had hoped for. His team's down double digits. So what have you seen, CD?
About what I expected, really, because for a youngster making his first start in the NFL, I kind of expected to see these things. A few bumps along the way, maybe not the plays you expect to see or want to see. But remember, he's not going to the Hall of Fame off this first start. It's going to be an accumulation of games before we have a fully active.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And the Jets are going to have it here at their own 15. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38. Big yardage that time for the Jets. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Now Jones just going to bat this forward on the Jets sweep. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Another first down, this time on a gain of 19. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And they'll get him down right around the 16. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Now Jones. Escaping the pressure right. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. A great play there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Jets are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
31, Vikings 10. Will Lutz set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover. They want to try and put points on the board.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A give, it's ETN off the option. A nice move gets him a few extra. Down just shy of his 20. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for the Jets, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start.